Yes, you read that correctly. It is our 280th Sunday gathering, and a warm welcome to you wherever you are in the world. I'm Sandra, if we haven't met yet, and I'm joined by Darren and Dominic today. We call each other the Three Amigos, and I don't know if you're like me, but I was dancing in my chair. My feet were tapping underneath my desk right here. I don't know that song, but I do now. It reminds me of being on vacation, going out dancing, coming together with friends and just letting ourselves have a great time. So, with that, a warm welcome. We are joined by people from all over the world. You make our community special. Yes, I think you're just a light somewhere on the globe, and we come together at this very special time. Not going to say anything else because I'm going to pass it over to Darren, who's going to explain the order of service today, what our theme is. But I just really wanted to welcome you. Welcome.
Thank you, Sandra, and a massive welcome to each and every one of you. Wow, 280 Sundays, and here we are still going strong, hopefully. And may it continue for another 280 Sundays, plus more. But today's theme has been put together by Mr. Dominic Boag. He's the orchestrator behind this Sunday gathering, and many of you may have guessed the theme is Shine Together. And the thinking behind the theme Shine Together is when we come together as one or work together, how much better are we? How much better do things become? But also we can support each other, help each other, and how bright can the light shine when we truly come together as one? So that was kind of the thinking behind the theme today. And Mr. Dominic has come up with all our music today, which is all wonderful as well. So hopefully you'll enjoy the whole Sunday gathering experience once again. So you have myself, who will be doing the opening prayer and part of the address. You have our other amigo, Sandra Champlain, the hostess with the mostest, who will be doing all the behind the scenes stuff, playing all the music, as well as doing our reading for today, taking us into our healing session, and also doing our words for the week. And then you have amigo number three, Mr. Dominic Boag, who'll be doing obviously our demonstration of mediumship. He might do it in Spanish, you never know. He'll be doing our demonstration of mediumship. He'll also be doing part of the address and he'll be doing the closing prayer for us. So if you'd like to join us for our opening prayer, and we'll get us started on our Sunday gathering and shine together. We come together here today as a group of like-minded individuals with the same goal and intent within our hearts and our minds to bring the two worlds together once again under that banner of We Don't Die. And as we come together here today as one, we come together in the hope that we can shine brightly together as one, each and every one of us coming together here today to play our part in whichever way we can in uniting the two worlds together as one. And as we enter into this Sunday gathering, we do so with no demands or no expectations. But we come together as one, knowing there is no discrimination or prejudice here today. Each and every one of us comes here as an equal and will be treated as so, allowing each and every one of us once again to be immersed in that unconditional love and healing balm of the unseen world, allowing us all to come together in the joy and wonders and experience the joys of the two worlds coming together as one, as we hear the words and thoughts shared from the unseen world here today, allowing us all to absorb and take away with us today, allowing us to feel uplifted and comforted once again. Each and every one of us finds it a joy and a privilege to work with the unseen world, walking hand in hand, side by side. And each and every one of us does this to the best of our own abilities and the best of our own understanding. But hopefully, together as one, we can truly make a difference to all of mankind. So, as we open up this Sunday gathering, as always, with smiles upon our faces, joys within our hearts, and positivity within our minds, we truly hope we can create that perfect meeting ground in which the two worlds can truly come together as one. And we ask, as always, that that shining light continues to shine to all four corners of our world to bring that joy, healing, that comfort, and that love that may be needed on this day. So, without further ado, my friends, we welcome you here today. Amen.
Thank you so much, Darren, and welcome again to everyone. Our theme today of Shining On is a celebration of incredible power we find when we come together. Our reading for today is called The Parable of the Three Lights. It is about three travelers, each on a separate journey through a dark forest, each carrying a unique gift, and each wondering if their gift alone was good enough. Once in a vast and ancient forest, three travelers walked separately. They were lonely paths as twilight began to fall. The woods grew dark, the air grew cold, and a sense of doubt began to creep in with the shadows. The first traveler was the seer. His passion was to prove that the impossible was possible. He carried a crystal, and when he held it just right, it would catch the starlight from a world beyond the trees, showing him breathtaking glimpses of the sunlit clearing where all of our loved ones joyfully live and thrive. The clearing was the destination he wished to show the world. But in the growing darkness, he could barely see his own feet, let alone a path. He began to worry. What good is my vision of a beautiful destination if I cannot show others the way to get there? The second traveler was the beacon. His great passion was to be a source of calm and reassurance. He carried a single steady lantern, and its flame never flickered, no matter how hard the wind blew. It cast a circle of warm, unwavering light that promised everything would be all right. But the forest was a tangled maze, and he had no map. He began to worry. What good is my calming light if I cannot guide people out of the darkness? The third traveler was the Pathfinder. Her great passion was to be a reliable foundation, a steady presence that others could count on. She carried an ancient, unfailing map, passed down through many generations, that showed the one true path through the forest. For well over 5 years, she had walked this path, never missing a single journey. But now, in the deep, dark gloom and her failing nearly 60-year-old eyesight, the intricate lines on the map were impossible to read. She began to worry. What good is my reliable map if no one, not even I, can see the way forward? Each traveler, lost in their own doubt, felt utterly alone. But then the Pathfinder, trusting her instincts, saw a faint, steady glow through the trees and walked towards it. There she found the beacon, his lantern a small island of peace in the dark. A moment later, the seer, seeing their combined glow from a distance, was drawn out of the shadows and found them both. For the first time, they were not alone. The Pathfinder looked at the others and said, I have a map that has never failed, but I cannot read it. The beacon said, I have a light that is always calm and steady, but I do not know which way to go. The seer said, I can show you that our destination is real and more beautiful than you can imagine, but I cannot find the path. And in that moment, they understood. The Pathfinder laid out her ancient map upon the ground, providing the foundation for their journey. The beacon held his lantern high, and its calm, steady flame illuminated the intricate path, making the way forward clear and safe. And the seer, now standing on a steady path and in a clear light, held up his crystal. It caught the lantern's glow and transformed it, projecting a breathtaking, shimmering image of the sunlit clearing onto the trees ahead, proving to them all that the impossible was possible. They were no longer three separate doubting souls. They were one. The Pathfinder learned that her reliability was the essential backbone that allowed magic to happen. The beacon learned that his calm light was what made wisdom visible and useful. And the seer learned that his incredible visions were most powerful when shared on a steady, well lit path. They were shining and smiling. And as they walked the path together, their combined light was so bright that it not only guided their own way, but it became a beacon for any other lost travelers in the dark. What's the meaning? Well, isn't this the story of our own lives? We each carry our own precious gifts, our reliability, our calm, our vision, but alone we can begin to doubt if our gifts are good enough. It is only when we find each other, when we share our strengths and combine our lights, that we truly begin to shine. We become a beacon, not just for ourselves, but for the whole world. Now, just in case you were wondering, yes, Dominic is our seer with the incredible visions of the world unseen. Darren is our beacon with his calm and powerful light. Whenever Darren is around, I know everything is going to be okay. That's who Darren is for me. And yes, I am the Pathfinder, holding the map and steering our Sunday gathering ship. So, thank you for listening to my reading. We're going to go now into our healing. And I want everyone, just for a moment, to just imagine that place within you that your light shines. I do believe we're all connected to whether you call it God or the universe, whatever that is for you, and just imagine your own light burning. It never fails, but through our intention and for being together, we can imagine that light growing brighter and brighter. And I want you to just take a moment and just imagine your light is just shining so bright. It's actually leaving your pores and it's filling the room or wherever you are. And then as time goes on, it's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And remember, I said all those lights all around the world representing each one of us on our Sunday gathering? What if we imagine that those lights all interconnect and they shine so bright? Now, this is going to be our healing light for today. So, as we go into our healing song, just imagine that light that we're all connected with and just let it illuminate the earth. There's people, places, animals, there's so many situations and people, maybe even yourself, that need healing. So, we're going to let all of those bits of light just touch the lives and infuse within all. Okay. So I know it's a little bit of a visualization, but we have a beautiful song to go along with it. So we'll sit for our healing. And then the next voice you'll hear after me will be Dominic for our address, followed by Darren. So let me play our healing song.
Wow, what an incredible song. Even when Rihanna does it herself, that is a beautiful, different version. But when I was blessed with the opportunity to think about our theme for today's Sunday gathering, I had many ideas. And I'm sure you could all imagine Dominic with many ideas is maybe not a good thing because then it starts getting busy. But I thought it's very important if we look at the world today. We've got a lot of war going on, a lot of unrest. There's a lot of uncertainty. I thought, wouldn't it be incredible if we could just for a moment actually just pull together and actually support each other rather than being against each other? And it really made me think that if we have one light, yeah, that's okay. That one light could possibly be a beacon, like Sandra said. But what if we had more than one light? Perhaps that creates a more powerful light. It had me thinking, what if we had one voice? Well, that one voice may be heard, maybe it won't be heard, maybe it will be briefly heard. But what if we had many voices, all speaking the same tune, or all speaking the same language? Perhaps many voices speaking the same message. Perhaps it would get through to a lot more people and a lot more people will listen. So, pulling together and shining together, I think, is something that we need to try to do a lot more, whether it's within your family or within your community or maybe in your work situation. If we pull together, perhaps life could be just a little bit more easier. we take this, for example, we may not all be together in each other's homes, but we are together, just maybe in different places. We consciously are together. We've come together collectively. We've chosen to be here. And I know many of you have found the Sunday gathering, unfortunately. And I know that sounds awful, but perhaps you would not be here if you hadn't had grief. And that is why I say unfortunately. But isn't it incredible to have such a place where you can come together with people that understand you? Grief is something that not everyone understands because all people grieve differently. I believe there's different forms of grief. And I know that may sound weird, but a grief of a pet isn't necessarily the grief of losing a husband or a wife. The grief of losing a colleague isn't necessarily the same as a grief of losing a child. So when you can actually come somewhere where people actually understand grief and understand your pain, I sincerely hope that this gathering makes it a little bit easier for you to understand, knowing that together there is a support. Together there is people there who love you, care for you, and perhaps just a listening ear for you. But unfortunately, not everyone wants to come together and support each other. A few years back, I stumbled across an article that really made me question life itself. And I won't say the brands just because I don't want to get Sandra in trouble because of a brand situation, but use your imagination. There was two of the world's biggest fast food chains that love to cook burgers. And one of these big brands reached out to the other brand and said, why don't we come together and create a unique burger with your recipes and our recipes, and we can create new things. And the money that we raise by selling this unique burger, we can donate to charity, which I think is incredible. I think that is incredible. If two of the world's biggest burger or fast food chains came together and created something special together and then donated the money raised to a cause, to a charity. So that is incredible. That's a game changer. That is. Because in reality, they're almost like enemies, aren't they? They're competitive. It's competition. My burger's bigger than your burger, or our burger's cheaper, and we've got this brand of soda, and our sodas. But you know what it's like. I thought this would be good. This would be really interesting. As I read further down, one of the other brands had decided absolutely not. Nope, they were not going to do it. Oh, that's pretty sad. That's really sad. And it really made me think, is that ego? Is that, well, I guess you could say fear of competition? Because surely it's not really um surely it's not a sense of ours is better, yours are better, because it's a moment of coming together. It's like becoming a little team to do something special. And yeah, well, the burger or whatever they created may have been fabulous, but I like to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture, well, there's a few, I guess. But the bigger picture for me is a charity out there in this world, whatever charity it may have been, would have benefited financially with money that maybe they would never have dreamed of being able to have achieved. It also would have raised awareness for maybe marketing, or the charity may have a bigger footfall, or maybe a bigger awareness. But then I thought also, wouldn't it be really cool if that did go ahead? It would really inspire a younger generation to come away from competitiveness or self and look at where big, big, big names can actually support each other. Well, unfortunately, it didn't work. They didn't go ahead with it. But the underdog of that fast food chain, they went ahead and they created a burger and they donated the money for that cause. So there was a missed opportunity there. There was a missed opportunity where two big names could have helped create something very special for maybe a not so known name. So as we come together with joy, we come together with celebration, we come together with happiness. But there is also the moment of coming together through upset, through trying times, through storms, and not so good, not so good times. And that's really where you see people really at their best as well. When people come together and help others at their maybe lowest point or their weakest points. Again, if we look at just recently what was happening over in the Pacific and Hawaii with the tsunami, I could see so many people on those islands pulling together to help each other and to protect each other and to support each other. And I just knew they'll get through this. They will manage. They're a team, they're a community. And I think there's something to be learned and when we come together being a beacon of light or a beacon of hope. If you reflect back on the reading of Sandra, those three people, those three travelers were going through their journey alone. And I know some of you may feel sometimes that you are going through a journey on your own. But eventually they found each other. And when they found each other, they then together complemented each other's gifts. And when they complemented each other's gifts, they were able to do much bigger and much specialer work together, and they were able to find the path. If you look at what Sandra has created, if we change the gathering into just saying together for a moment, this beautiful lady went out her way to bring people together that had a cause or a need or had something in common which, like I said, unfortunately, is grief. But through that togetherness, people, the community, have come together. People on here have maybe become friends with strangers or reached out to each other through their stories and maybe got to know each other and help each other through that dark times. They shine together. Sandra brings many beautiful different speakers on her podcasts that will share their story. And together, she's created a catalogue of knowledge, experience, and some quirky interviews. But even on the gathering, she brings other people together, whether it's other speakers or other mediums. They come together to hopefully be one bright light and one hell of a loud voice for our friends and family in the spirit world. And I guess I don't really know where I'm going with this, but one thing I do know is we are better together. When I say together, what I really want to say as well is let's look out for each other. Let's have each other's backs. Listen, when it rains, every single one of you can stand under my umbrella. I tell you that for nothing. And if you're like me, sometimes you need that umbrella to be more like a parasol in the sun. And listen, I will share, you can all come under my parasol or my umbrella if it's going to protect you or help you. And in the words by Rihanna, it's raining. Well, it's raining, but if we look at those lyrics perhaps a little bit more metaphorically, when it rains, well, sometimes that basically means it's not going well or it's not doing well in life. We have a saying here in Scotland, when it rains, it pours. And basically, what that means is things are getting tough. And sometimes we need someone to actually hold that umbrella for us so that we can navigate and deal with everything else. Together, when we come together, we have lots of fun, don't we? I know us Free Amigo as well. We always like to cook up a storm for you all. We always like to think of some fun to throw in there, whether it's Sandra putting together some little videos with us with sombreros, or, Darren coming up with some nice chats. But together, we try to hold a space where you can feel within a light and feel shined as well. But I've talked about us, physical, as human beings coming together. But what if I was to say to you that our friends and our family in the spirit world come together as well? And what if I was to say to you that in the spirit world, there's a coming together for the communication to take place as well? And whoever receives communication, whether it be on this or whether it be in a gallery or whatever, there's always a team of people in the spirit world helping that individual who's making the contact have the light, the energy, having the power to get the medium's attention. So maybe one communicator, but together they have the same agenda, help their voice be heard. So just know that when the going gets tough and when things are not doing so great, and maybe you need Dominic's umbrella, then come together with people. Surround yourself with people because they will help you weather the storm. And after every storm, there's always a rainbow. And I use that analogy all the time. It's so true that after every storm, there's a rainbow. And that would be the shining light that sometimes we just need to see in the distance that gives us that little bit of hope to know, ah, everything's going to be okay. On a side note, I know that when some people get together, they make carnage. They make mayhem. They have so much fun that they belly laugh. They maybe find themselves going to bed very late at night after a few Bailey's daiquiris or after too much pizza, myself included. But together, that's where you make fun. That's where you make memories. That's where you make moments that you will carry for the rest of your life. Tomorrow, I have the absolute pleasure of taking a dear friend's funeral where his family are all going to gather together with friends. And I'm going to stand up and do my very, very best to sum an incredible man up within a very short time. But I'm going to look out and see these people come together, and hopefully, I will be able to give them some moments that I spent with him to remember and to laugh and to joke and to carry his legacy forward in good light. So tomorrow I'm going to do my best to help someone else shine who's no longer here in this physical world. So all I will say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is together we are a brighter light and a louder voice. Always remember that. So let's shine together. And I'm going to pass over to my friend, my amigo, my brother, my whatever you want to call him, but I'm going to pass you over to Mr. Darren. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Dominic. As long as it's polite words you call me, I'm happy with that.
Oh, well, no comment.
But what an honour you've got tomorrow, doing that duty, and I'm sure you will do that gentleman absolutely proud. So what an honour that is. When Dominic came up with the theme about shine together, I kind of smiled because it's a wonderful theme. It's things we think about, or I think about over the years and time. And Sandra very nicely complimented me and said that when I was around, she kind of knew everything was going to be okay. And I think with me, I'm one of these people, I think nothing is impossible. But on the same token, when me and Sandra and Dominic are together, or whoever it may be, I'm a strong believer nothing is impossible. We can do it together. We can give it a go. We can give it a try. We might not succeed. It might not be how we wanted it to be. But you know what? We can have a lot of fun and laughter trying to do it, whatever it may be. But I would only do that with people that I have the faith and trust in to do that with. I can say to people, we can do this together. But there's certain people that carry that negativity and what have you. and it makes it harder. But, we'll give it a go. You can only work together and achieve together. I'm a strong believer in that. When you go through this world, through your daily life, your work, whatever it may be, how much more fun is it together? How much easier is it together? And then I can only reflect on my own work scenarios. I've worked for a few organizations, mainly in managerial positions, and I've been lucky enough throughout my whole career. I've always done well, always excelled. And I remember my bosses coming in over the years and giving me praise, or at conferences, getting up on the stage and awarding me, or all these kinds of things. You've done well, you're doing well. And I always remember the one thing I used to say to them, or whoever it may be, but I can't do it alone. I haven't done it alone. Whatever it may be within your life, your career. And if you think of any of your jobs or careers nowadays, could you, hand on heart, achieve 100% in that job, that role, career, whatever it may be, on your own? You can't. It's impossible. I used to run teams of up to 100 people. And I said to my boss, how can I do this on my own? So these 100 people that's, working next to me alongside me, they're insignificant, is what you're saying. And he goes, yeah, but it's under your leadership, you're this, you're... I said, yeah, but at the end of the day, they have to listen to what I'm saying and be willing to do whatever we're doing. So actually, it's a full team effort. I always get myself a lot of negative looks or not so good feedback when I used to challenge that. But hey ho, I'm a strong man. I can take that. Not a problem. I'd rather take that and have the satisfaction of the team around me than taking the prize and the goal for something that they've achieved. So hey, that's just me. But like Dominic said, we've got all these businesses around the world, within our towns, villages, cities, whatever it may be, and they're all competing with each other. And you kind of get it, they're trying to make money and what have you. But, and I've said this before, what if businesses worked together? Where our diner is, it's in a town that's struggling. And I'm more than happy to help any business out and work together with a business. Less than a year ago, we had a business open across the road from us, which was a food outlet business. And all the customers were coming in being negative. Oh, they're going to take business away from you. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Oh, you're going to be hit. And I said, why are you so negative? It's another business opening up in town. They're going to come to our business, they'll see their business, and vice versa. So actually, I think it's going to do the opposite. It's going to increase business for me. Um, but we had other businesses coming in. Oh, they're going to affect you. They're going to do this. And I say, why? What makes you think all this? And I remember the day he opened, I went over there, I introduced myself and said to him, look, there's all these rumors going around that you're going to do this, you're going to do that, just to say, nothing to do with me. I'm here to help and work with you, not work against you. So welcome to the town. And you know what? Now we're getting like a house on fire. We'll lend each other food. I ran out of something the other day, ran over the road, got it off him, and vice versa. We exchange beers, to thank each other and all that kind of stuff. And he said to me, he goes, I can't believe I've come to a town and this is how you're behaving. He goes, I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting. I said, but why? Yeah, at the end of the day, that's not going to achieve anything. We're neighbours, we're across the road from each other, we should be looking out for each other, helping each other. And thankfully, that's the relationship we have now. And we do with other businesses within the town. We've got another guy that runs a food business. He comes in and, if he walks past, sees me busy, he'll come in and help. But that's what I'm like. If I don't like to see anyone struggle, it doesn't matter who it is. I've been into businesses that have nothing to do with me. And I always say, do you need a hand? Do you need help? When you can see they're really under it. And, a lot of them decline, but some of them, they're grateful for it. I'm happy to jump behind the counter and help serve or clear up, whatever it may be. Um, and how much happier does that person feel? If you think you've been into a coffee shop or wherever you've been before, someone's called in sick, someone's running late, someone's being lazy, and you can see the poor person behind the counter stressed out there, thinking, oh my God, this customer's going to attack me. And you offer to help. They're so taken back by it, but I think it will make their day. I know it makes my day when people do that to me. And that's what working together is all about, you know. And when you look at, simple things like your home life, me and Scott are quite competitive, as you may have gathered, many that know us. We're both quite creative and what have you, but we spend hours, days, weeks decorating our house and redecorating and what have you. But you know what? We couldn't do it together. We believe in our own humble way that the house we have, for us, it's lovely. It's what we call home for us. But you know what? We couldn't have done it without each other. Scott, I will not allow to touch a power tool at all, because I do not know what carnage I'll come back to. Scott has a bit of an extravagant creative flair, which doesn't always go along with what I want. But you know what? When the two are together, I do the manual bit, the drilling, the sawing, and what have you. He has a creative flair. Sometimes in my head, I can't vision what he's doing. But you know what? When it comes together, for me, it looks stunning. It looks wow. But yeah, we couldn't do it together. We have these people within our lives we call partners, you know, and sometimes love them or hate them. Sometimes you want to throttle them. Sometimes you want to love them. But you know what? Can you imagine your life not having them in there? And I think the arguments, the bickering, the love, the fun, the laughter, all together, when you put it all together, it makes you who you are today, and it makes your light shine brighter. It makes you who you are today, and it's the same as friends. When you look at us, the three amigos, we truly do shine together. And I know Sandra touched on it in her speech. And I think we're a little bit like the three travelers. We've all got our own quirks, our own strengths, our own weaknesses. And you know what? If Sandra done a Sunday gathering all by herself, if I did one all by myself, and Dominic did one all by himself, it'd be different in so many ways. Each one would be completely different because we are different people, and we're not taken away from that. We're all unique individuals, and that's who we should be. But you know what? We play off each other's strengths and each other's weaknesses. And I think if you did watch a whole Sunday gathering, we each of us doing our own one, you'd get three completely different Sunday gatherings. Sandra's one will have strengths in that part and not so strong in that part. Myself would be the same and the same as Dominic. But hopefully with our Sunday gatherings as the three amigos, the whole thing should hopefully be strong in its intent in what it's here to do. It's here to bring smiles upon your faces. It's here to bring laughter. It's here to bring humour. But bottom of all, it's here to bring comfort. It's here to bring healing. And it's here to bring love. And it's here to show you all you are not alone. We are in this together, whatever it may be. Some of you may come for the fun and laughter. Hey, let's come and have a giggle. Listen to Darren, look at Dominic, listen to Sandra, whatever it may be. But some of you are coming here for something we all, like Dominic said, we all have something in common. We've all gone through that grief. And hopefully, this Sunday gathering can bring some light to that grief, can hopefully take that burden away a little bit, and hopefully, bring that message across. You are not alone. This Sunday gathering, Sandra does an amazing job. I cannot think of anyone better but to host a Sunday gathering. Dominic does a wonderful demonstration of mediumship as well as other things, other jobs, other duties, the same as Sandra. I do what I can, to the best of my ability. But you know what? What makes it even more special is you guys. We cannot do this without you guys. And I know we can't physically see you. I can only see Dominic and Sandra. But, without you guys here each and every Sunday, this wouldn't be possible. And we all need that someone to rely on, that someone to be here for. And that's what you guys are. And we see it in the chat box, we see the messages. And the way I think of it sometimes, and I know Sandra does a talk about the demonstration of mediumship. And I know in Scott's demonstrations, I talk to people, about how you should interact and behave. When a medium's demonstrating and giving them messages from our loved ones in the unseen world, we need your interaction. We need your voice to know that whatever's being said is understood, whether it's right or wrong, or whatever it may be. And in any form of mediumship demonstration, whether it be mental mediumship, physical mediumship, trance mediumship, our voice is so key. We have to interact. If you don't interact with Dominic later on when he's communicating, Dominic doesn't know what he's saying is being understood, is being heard. The same as that loved one that's coming through and communicating. They don't know what they're saying or explaining is being heard, understood, or what have you. And it's a bit like us on here. when we see the chat box, we can see that what we're saying is being heard, understood, taken in, accepted, whatever way it may be. And I know your feedback at the end as well. That's really important to us. It's really key. Unfortunately, we can't get to answer every single message, but because we can't see you, your messages, your little things in the chat box. I'm looking at the chat box now on the side. I can see different messages on there. And I think, wow, what Dominic said was heard. What Sandra said was heard. It was understood. This person loved it. That person loved it. It meant something to that person. It was something that person needed to hear, whatever it may be. And that's part of being a team. And that shows all of us working together can truly have a bright light out there within this world. Me, Dominic, and Sandra can't do it all on our own. And it's only with you guys coming together here, it truly can make a difference to all of mankind. And I read the messages in the box, somebody may have come on and said, oh, it's the anniversary of so and so passing. And I see the messages of other people, commenting with that person and communing with that person. And I think, do you know what? Me, Dominic, and Sandra don't have to do anything. That person's coming here, they're suffering some kind of grief. And look at all these, you guys are on there communicating and supporting that person as well. And to me, that's a bigger impact than just us three being here, and that's what Sandra's created here. She's created a wonderful community, a wonderful team. But you guys, I cannot stress, you're just as much as that team as we are. So we call ourselves the Three Amigos. Why not call ourselves 150 Amigos? However many of you's on there, because seriously, guys, we can't do this alone. But, in saying that, just remember, you're all unique individuals. Don't change who you are. Stay strong and true to who you are, because that's what makes you who you are. And that's what attracts people to you. You know, you may be known for whatever it may be. Your strength may be this, your weakness may be that. Allow that to be. Don't change it. Why try and change a weakness? Because do you know what? I've got weaknesses, but where my weaknesses are, that's Sandra's strengths, that's Dominic's strengths. And that's what they're there to uphold. They're there to support my weaknesses. I wouldn't say these guys have got many weaknesses. I'm just there to support them and be part of the team. But do you know what? Don't question yourself. Don't doubt yourself. You're in this world for a reason. Let that reason be whatever it is. Remember, nothing is impossible because when we truly come together, and we've all got those people around us, that when we're having those low moments or those, moments of need, I know for a fact, and it's happened. I know I can pick up the phone to Sandra. Sandra, help! I've got this problem. I'll know she'll be there. She'll stop whatever she's doing. Nothing is, too much. And I know with Dominic, exactly the same. I know I can pick up the phone and again, it's happened. Dominic, help, whatever it may be. And I know he'll stop whatever he's doing. The pair of them, they'll get on an aeroplane, get in a car, get in a bus, whatever it may be, and they will be there. And to me, that's true friendship and true teamwork. And that's truly being together. And hopefully, these guys know Sandra and Dominic. I'd be exactly the same if they ever needed me. Just pick up that phone. I'll drop what I'm doing. I'll get on the flight, get on the bus, get in a car, whatever it may be needed, and I will be there. Because that's what being a true team is all about. It's being there for one another. So, ladies and gents, I'm here for Dominic and Sandra as long as they need me until the day I'm in the other world. And I'll still be here. I'll still come and haunt them. I'll still be there if they call upon me. I may not answer. Of course I will. I will always be there for eternity. And it's the same as you guys. We're here forever. And if we all pass the unseen world before you, we'll still be here communicating on whoever takes over the Sunday gathering, I'm sure we'll all still come and communicate with you guys. So, yep, we can only shine bright together. Together we will be for eternity. So thank you for listening to me, and I'll hand you on to my amigo, Sandra.
Oh, thank you so much, Darren and Dominic. Beautiful, beautiful words. And yeah, we can't do this together, nor did I think up this idea together. Darren was behind the scenes as well. We just never knew it was going to happen. And it did. And here we are. But it would be no fun alone. No, it would not. So we're going to move now into our demonstration of mediumship. And now we're going to let our amigos on the other side shine. Now, during our demonstration today, there will be a handful of folks from the unseen world that come through. There'll be some of you that get readings today, but I 100% believe and know that the loved ones that come through really are shining for all of us. So if you listen close enough, take on board some of the messages that come through. Pay attention to just how close they are and how they are still active in people's lives. They're witnessing what we're doing. So although we do continue to learn and grow and explore in the afterlife, they're still part of our life. And someday we'll figure out how it works from that side. And you'll say, "Oh my gosh, you were with me all along." And they'll say, "Yes." So you'll get to be there for others. So on our Sunday gathering, I just want to run through a little bit about how our demonstration works. I know we always have people here for the very first time and returning gatherers. Dominic is a longtime medium and he works with those in the spirit world in his own way, inviting them to work with him. So when one of them presents themselves to Dominic, they're going to use up everything he's got, his memories, his thoughts, his feelings. Every so often there's a taste or smell that comes into play. So you'll hear him give a few initial bits of information about the spirit person that is with him. Now, we still retain our personalities. So sometimes we do get humorous people coming through, and that's such good news that we still are us on the other side. So after Dominic describes the person that's with him, if you recognize this as a person that you know that no longer walks this earth, okay, it could be a friend, a family member, a work colleague, somebody a little distant, but somebody you know, but your soul gives you a little tug like, "Hey, I understand this. I understand this." Well, if that happens to you in the description, we want you to press your raise hand button. Now, this is audience participation here. Even if you've been here 280 times, find that raise hand button and just press it. Yes, you will burn maybe 2 calories by doing so. It just gives you a little practice to see what happens on your end. If you're on a device like an iPad or a phone, you might have to press the 3 little dots before you'll see that raise hand button. Why this is important, and I have you practice, is because sometimes there's more than one person that can take all the information. That being said, Dominic, or whichever medium we have here, will continue giving bits of information. And if all of a sudden you say, "Ooh, that no longer fits," you'll notice your raise hand button changed to lower hand. So it's important to lower your hand. We do have close to 150 people here with us. So if you can only take some of the information, of course, you can imagine 20 hands would go up. So we're going to ask you if you can take all the information to press your raise hand button. Now, if you're somebody who works with our medium here on the Sunday gathering, or a medium out in real life, or a medium in a gallery, something like that, or a one-on-one reading, let them do the work. Okay, let them do the work. We should all feel the presence of the loved one. And that means that the medium can describe evidence and or shared memories. So all we need from you is a response of yes, no, or I don't know to the information the medium supplies. All right. After, if you have a one-on-one reading, after it's over, you can always tell the medium that you know all how everything made a difference. But for time, just so we can get to as many people as we can in our short time together. You just say yes, no, or I don't know. And you can always send me an email afterwards. All right. And be truthful. If something doesn't fit, say no. No simply means a new opportunity. Look for more information there or get something right from the spirit friend. It is as simple as that. And again, there's more people here that are not going to get a reading than will. So I 100% believe that the spirit friends are here for all of us, just as Darren and Dominic's words really touched us all, I think. I know for the address, that's the opportunity that our spirit friends have to get to get to most of us saying, we're all here. Your loved ones, I may be the one talking, but your loved ones are here with you as well. And not just here, they're here. They can multitask, they can be around you. So we're going to listen to a feel good piece of music. And it is a great feel good piece of music. Just imagine, that's the communication way I think the spirit world works best is through our own thoughts and feelings. Just imagine them all cozied up around you, all shining brightly. And we'll all listen to the song, Raise the Vibration of the Roof, our virtual roof, and then we'll come back with Dominic for our demonstration. So let me play this song for you. I am loving this
What a
music today. Dominic, thank you.
Yeah, what a feel-good little song. I just love the
Mhm.
choreography. I was like, "Oh, I could have joined in with that," but, probably wouldn't keep up. But anyway, let's see who we have coming with us in the spirit world. So immediately, just as I'm becoming aware of the spirit world, I am very much aware of what I can only describe as a very older lady, and what I mean by that is, she was fruitful in age. So I feel perhaps in her mid-90s, before she passes to the spirit world here. And the moment that she connects with me, I almost feel like I want to describe her as a Nona. So I feel there must be an Italian connection with this beautiful lady here. And I feel as I connect here with her, I want to talk about food with her, and I almost feel she would have been known for being a feeder, and I almost feel like her saying, if you want to say, was always made with love to almost make you eat it, is what I want to talk about. But I feel with this beautiful lady, I want to talk about her utensils or her tools that she used within the kitchen being passed down within the family, and I feel that you would still have perhaps dishes, the roller for the pasta. I want to talk about the things belonging to her that would still be within the family, being very important to her. I kept getting conflicting things here, but I'm just going to express to you what I kept getting. I kept hearing what sounded to me Carmen, okay, but I also wanted to say also Carol. Okay, so I've got two female names, Carmen and Carol, that I feel would be significant.
Thank you very much. If you can understand this information, go ahead and press your raise hand button. Now I notice Gail put her hand up. Let's go over and talk to Gail. If you can press your unmute button, Gail. Oh, sometimes they put their hands up by accident. Gail, are you there? Gail F. You can write in the chat box, Gail, if okay, there she is not unmuting. So it could be by accident, but we have Katie with her hand raised. Katie,
Okay.
if you could press your unmute button. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Hi.
Yay, it worked. Hey, Katie.
Hi.
Hey. So you understand this beautiful lady?
Yeah, yes, possibly.
Yep. Do you understand the Carmen?
No.
You don't understand Carmen. What about the Carol?
No.
No, I don't think this is for you, sweetie.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep listening in though. All right, let's go back. Who can understand this information?
I
Gail
don't know
no
if the
longer.
Carol's an aunt, but I'm just going to throw it out just while I'm waiting. But I feel there may be like aunt feeling, like an auntie, Auntie Carol, something like this is what I want to go with. But I feel this may be mum's mum. I don't feel this is mum, but I feel maybe mum's mum, which would be Nona or grandma.
Let's bring Tina in. She's got her hand raised. Tina, if you could press your unmute button. Hi, Tina.
Hi, I can take an aunt named Carmen.
Perfect. So it's the Aunt Carmen, not Carol. Okay, perfect. Do you understand the lady with the like I'm describing as well, sweetie?
Yes.
Yes. And do you understand where I get the feeling of like things being passed through the family still maybe here or still used, like things in the kitchen, dishes, utensils,
That
roller.
that I'm
Yeah.
I'm not sure of.
Okay, I need to stick with that as my evidence because that's what she came in. She was almost like excited to tell me about her things still being present, still used within the family. Okay,
Okay.
so I have
Yes.
to need to get you to ask about that for me. But would you
Sure.
accept also with her being within her 90s before passing?
Um, Probably not. I was 8 years old when she passed. Um, so it was a long time ago. I'm almost 70, so
Okay, okay, sweetie, because this lady does come in very, not very old, that sounds horrible, but very mature, if I can say that. She does make me feel relatively old, is what I want to say. Um, Let me just double check, see if I get anything else to see if it's with you, because I'm still not convinced. And do you understand who would have been Kathleen?
Kathleen, no.
No, I'm not convinced with this either, sweetie. Sorry, but I'm going
That's
to refuse
okay.
with this as well. I don't want you having someone that's not for you, you see. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
We have Angel here with her hand raised. Angel, are you there?
Sorry,
Yes.
Sandra, but I've got to be stubborn.
No, you
Yes. Can you
must.
hear me?
Yes, we
Hey,
can.
Angel.
Okay. Yes. To part of this I can relate to.
Okay.
Yes,
Let me
to
just double check.
Nana.
Do you
Oh,
to Nora? Okay. Do you
Nana,
understand the thing
yes.
about the utensils and the things being
Yes.
passed down?
Yes.
Fabulous, because this lady was very excited to talk to me about people still appreciating her things.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm not saying they still use them, but I know that they're still appreciated, and there would be conversations about these types of things at different events, family occasions, that people would say, "Oh, I still have this," or "You've got that." I feel they're conversation pieces, is what I would say.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, do you understand where I've got the Kathleen?
I don't have Kathleen, but I will tell you it was a Nana and they called her
Okay.
Armenia. And I didn't know if Armenia
Oh,
is
Carmenia.
similar to
Okay. I could play with that, but I like to accept I'm not 100%. I also
not
feel there's like
yes.
a Carol or something as well, so I do have to
Um,
say this. To your knowledge, all I'm going to say to you is she makes me feel like coming from a big family or a lot of people. That's the easiest way that I could describe. But do you understand where I get the impression with her of a sense of either like two different illnesses that she went through or two different hospital periods? I feel there was two journeys with her before passing.
no.
No, because I just got the whole impression of wanting to say that she was determined to keep going the best she could. I didn't feel that she gave up easy, is the easiest way that I could describe with her.
Yes, she did not give up
Okay.
easy.
No, because I feel like there was two hurdles or two journeys in some way that I wanted to make sure that I could complete or, not let affect me is what I need to say here. Would you be able to accept as well, sweetie, if I'm right with this, if it's like an Italian film, would there still be a loose connection going back to Italy for some family?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Because again, I felt very much I was going into like a village in Italy or somewhere, or going into whether it would be heritage or whether it would be memories is certainly what I wanted to acknowledge here. But to your knowledge as well, if I can just say this to you, do you know if where she lived or where family lived, if there would be someone that still picks the olives from their own garden in their tree?
Um, Possibly yes.
Possibly,
Yes.
because I know that I don't want to talk about, going to the store and buying. I feel like I'm picking from the tree that's in the garden or in the yard, is certainly what I need to say here. What I do want to acknowledge with her is how she's came so close. And this tells me to acknowledge that it's important to know whatever's going on with you at the moment, that she is still very much around you, and there's a great sense of her encouraging you to take a leap of faith. Okay. And I do feel that faith was very important to her, if I could say that to you.
Yes.
Because what I want to acknowledge is your leap of faith is for you to find yourself again and what's going to make you happy. Okay. And I feel that this would be something, like I expressed earlier, she would say with her food, it's made with love, or it's made with love. I feel she would certainly have been very encouraging with her words, is certainly what I want to say here. But she does make me feel that to a degree, she still sadly missed as well, if I can say this to you.
Yes.
Because I get the impression she almost, not necessarily was the glue, but she kept everything intact. She kept everyone together, is the easiest way that I could describe here. Has there been any chat of family coming to visit or going to Italy or anything?
We just got back from Italy,
Just got back. Okay, perfect.
visiting
Because
with
I feel
family. Yes.
awesome. So maybe this is where some memory conversations have been brought up, but I felt it was important to want to share the insight of her being with the family, whether that was you guys just being, but it felt important for her to be able to say, I also was with, I came along with, is what I need to say to you. Okay.
Yes.
So Sorry it took us a little while to get that place, but I needed to stick with my evidence, okay? But she's very, very glad that people still have her pieces that they use still within the kitchen, and it feels very important that people are able to still have these things because again, it's like having a piece of her that maybe we cannot replace. Okay,
Yes.
so I'll just say that to you, but
Thank you.
you're so welcome. Thank you so much. And just know that she is still very much around because she still very much loves you, the family. And she just keeps telling me to say, keep believing in yourself and take that leap of faith, whatever that may be, sweetie.
Yes, I understand.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you so much for allowing me to share that moment with you. I've got a funny feeling this may tie back to you, but we'll see if it's a new connection. But Angel, thank you so much for
Thank
allowing me
you.
to connect with you. You're so welcome. I've got a gentleman that steps forward here just now, and the moment that I connect with him, I feel like I'm being transported to a farm for some reason. I feel like I'm in a farm. I feel like he, stands on his porch or his deck, and he can look along his land and see what's going on with the animals and the herd, if you want to say. And I feel like it's important to acknowledge his dogs because I feel his dogs were very important to him also. I'm not saying he bred dogs, but I know that there would be dogs and there would have been pups within the family that was very much, exciting is sort of what I want to say here. I feel as he's connecting here with me also, he does make me feel very much. I feel he's taken a heart attack. Okay, I feel there would have been something not right with the heart here because it makes me feel that his passing either was unexpected or it was sudden, but it makes me feel a sense of his passing being quick is what I need to acknowledge here. I don't know why I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say, but I feel there may be something to do with people still connected to the farm or still living in the farm because it feels important to acknowledge changes to the farm.
Thank you very much. If you understand this information, go ahead and press your raise hand button. And we have Larissa with her hand raised.
Larissa.
Hello, Larissa.
Oh, hi guys. Thank you very much for doing that.
Hey, Larissa.
Hi,
Just
Dominic.
very quickly, sweetie, do you understand the connection with the farm, sweetie?
Yes, yes, I do.
Yes, you do. And would there still be family living in the farm or connected to the house there?
Some people, yes, and I
Yeah.
do some vegetables and whatever, and
Perfect.
dogs and
Okay.
cats. I just recently lost my dad. Like,
Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt it was dad, but I wasn't too sure. But would you understand the feeling of you not getting to be with dad or not getting to say goodbye with dad because it was so
yes,
quick? Yes,
yes,
because
yes.
I feel as he's
Gosh, I'm still crying because it just
That's
happened
okay.
not long
That's
time ago.
okay. Yep. But
Yeah.
I feel just as he's coming forward, he's excited as well. He makes me feel giddyish. And I feel as he's coming forward, he wants you to know that he's glad that it was a quick exit. He doesn't want you to feel that he suffered. Please do not have any upset. But what he does make me feel, sweetie, is not stubborn, but a very independent man, a man that followed through in his ways and his choices and his decisions. And I get the impression of wanting to acknowledge to your dad and with him as he loved his life, he loved his family, and I just feel it's important to acknowledge you don't need to worry about me. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. All right. And he
He
does
always said that.
know.
He always said that.
Perfect.
He always said that.
Oh, just don't worry. It's almost like, if he was to say worrying's not going to fix it, don't worry, don't worry. He would certainly be able to pull it all together, is certainly what I want to acknowledge. But again, I kept seeing these beautiful dogs coming around me, sweetie, and I don't feel they're German Shepherds because I know German Shepherds, but I feel that they're big shepherd type dogs, and I don't really know what they are. But he's talking to me about being reconnected with the dogs that were important to him.
Gosh, you
Okay,
make me
so
cry. Yes, it
but he
is.
is acknowledging, don't worry about me. I'm having fun with the dogs. I'm back with the dogs, is what I need to say with this. Where would I get like I don't know if there would be like a Timothy or a Tim or anything, but I keep getting like a Tim sounding name,
Say it again, Dominic.
like Timothy or Tim,
Um,
Timmy.
no, no.
No, I felt like I wanted to talk about like
1 second, 1 second. Are you talking about the dog name?
yes.
Yes, maybe Teddy.
That'll do me, but I just as I'm listening to him, I almost like hear him call in the name of the dog, like calling the beautiful dog in. Would I be right to say that your mum is still with us?
Yes.
Yes, because he's telling me to say that he's doing his best to settle your mum's mind, to really, bring a lot of loving healing to her at this moment as well. So, as much as he's acknowledging you not to worry, don't worry, I feel he doesn't want you to worry about mum either. He's certainly there trying to support her or help her, is what I want to acknowledge here. But may I ask you, darling, with your father, do you have memories at all of either helping like rebuild a small barn or a outhouse? Like I feel I want to be painting it and trying to fix it with Dad.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it
because
is.
again, as much as you're his daughter, he wants to talk about having a great bond and a great relationship. And he's telling me that you were his buddy, you would help him around, you would do things. And he just keeps telling me to acknowledge that he left this physical earth knowing that you loved him. And that's all that matters. He was loved by his family. He was loved by, I don't know who he's talking to here, but he's getting busy. He's talking to lots of people, but he's acknowledging, I'm happy. But also, if I was to talk to you about, um, that's interesting. Let me just see what that is. May I ask you, sweetie, was there anything to do with your dad, like restoring or trying to bring old farm tools back to life? And I know that sounds weird, but like an old pitchfork for hay or an old cutter thing for hay. I feel like having it placed on a wall and bringing the wood back to life.
Well, he he want to go to his country of his birth because he missed a house he built, the farm that he had. He loved dogs, and I mean, like he always want to go back to his previous life that he had. So he missed
Okay.
that. So because he died here in U.S.
Okay, sweet.
But
Well, just bear the thought that I just feel there's something to do with bringing it all back to life and restoring things as important to him is what I want to say to
yeah,
you. But I don't want you to have any upset or sadness of feeling like Dad suffered. Unfortunately, sweetie, his passing was very, very simple, but unfortunately, you are the one experiencing the pain. Okay, but just know that your father will never be far from your side. You really won't. And he just keeps telling me to say to you, keep your chin up. Keep your chin up. Do you know, I just keep seeing him like picking berries and brambles or something and trying the fruits
thank
from
you.
he's not quite ready yet, or give it another week, things like this. So when maybe you're in your yard or doing things, just know that you'll be feeling your dad there as well.
I
Okay, so
uh,
he
I just
sincerely.
asked him to be here. I'm just praying, like my dad,
Oh.
please come here.
Wow, perfect. That's
And he
maybe
came.
just his way of showing you he's there. I think I've moved, but was there a Jose or Josio or something like a H sounding name or J sounding name?
Um, no, I don't
No,
know what it
perfect. I felt
is.
as if I was in Mexico there. Thank you so much, sweetie, for letting me chat with you. Okay, but please know that your dad's perfectly fine.
Thank you, Dominic.
You're so welcome, sweetie. Thank you so much. So I'm very much aware of another gentleman stepping forward here just now, and I feel very, very much wanting to talk about the name Jose. So again, I feel that's a very Spanish name, isn't it, Jose? But I know as this gentleman's coming forward here just now, he's acknowledging to me with doctors and with nurses that there wasn't much more they could have done to save him. And I feel this man may have had cancer before passing, but he keeps acknowledging to me that his time had come and he's okay with this. I know that my family are around me because he makes me feel that he passes with family being around him and looking after him because this is very important to him also. I don't know if he I don't know if he worked with money or if he was connected to accounts or money or was very good with numbers, but I keep wanting to start counting and talking about keeping tallies of money and finances for perhaps running a business. But he was very clever, is what I want to say with this beautiful man. But I feel the name Jose would be connected with him because I kept hearing that there.
Thank you, Dominic. All right, friends who can understand this gentleman, go ahead, press your raise hand button. Waiting patiently. No hands up yet. Oh, I spoke too soon.
We always do that,
Linda.
don't we?
Always, always, always. Hi, Linda.
Hello.
Hi, Linda.
Hi,
I mean,
Dominic.
just quickly, sweetie, if you just tell me what you understand.
I understand the name Jose. I worked
Yeah,
with a man named Jose,
yeah,
and he did pass away from cancer.
yeah. Perfect. And may I just ask you, sweetie, I don't want to say he was incredibly intelligent. I don't mean that, but would you understand if I says to you he always was organized or made little notes and had everything either all counted up or tallied up?
Well, the job would require those talents and skills.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yes.
because I felt that was to do with like business or something is what I want to say here. And as much as he's a colleague, would you accept if I says to you as well that you and him did have a nice little bond, sweetie?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because he comes forward as a sense of colleague, yes, but I feel like a good friend. And we were talking earlier about coming together and how, Darren would say that, we'll all be there for each other, Sandra and myself. But he's the type of man, if I could say to you, sweetie, that makes me feel he would be there for anyone. Okay, and I feel that within the community, within where you work, he makes me feel that you would have been there for him and vice versa. So that bond is what I feel. Would that be true?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
And I feel if I could say to you as well, he's the type of man that even if it's a storm outside, he could bring sunshine inside. Or even if the power cut off, he'd say, well, we can try doing this. Like, I feel he brought a lot of optimism, is what I want to say. And I just feel a joy to be around.
Yes.
Yes, because I feel that would be times like he would maybe try to tell little jokes to you all, or try to say little things, or riddles, or puddles, or conundrums. But I feel as he's connecting here with me, he is telling me to acknowledge that he knows how much his colleagues thought dearly of him as well. And I feel collectively, maybe you helped with asking people to maybe put some money together or sent round a card or something. But did you ask other people to tribute for him?
I'm not sure.
Not sure, because he just keeps making me want to say thank you, and I just feel there's something to do with what maybe you and others from the office or from the work had did for him, is certainly what I need to say here. Because again, he sees the care or the compassion that you extended to his family also.
Yes, I do understand
Yes.
that.
Yeah, perfect. He is acknowledging to me, and again, I'm not going to pry too much or I'm not going to open things up too much, but he is telling me to say that he sees that you're feeling a little lost at the moment and feeling a little, if you want to say, deflated. Would that be true?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because I feel what he's trying to say is just let her know that if I could come and tell her another joke or, give her a reason to smile or pick her up, he says, I would. He says, I feel she needs it just now. I feel she needs it just now. So all I'm going to say to you, sweetie, is just watch out for the rainbow from him, okay? And just know that he's doing his best to give you a little bit of a shining light.
Oh, that's beautiful, Dominic. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for Can I just ask you, did he always maybe on like a Friday or something, did he always bring in treats to work? Little candies?
Um, I don't remember. I retired in 2010 and he retired due to a disability way before that. So it's
Okay.
been quite a
Because I just
while.
felt like he had like little chews or candies or something. But bear that for me. But I just felt he had the goods. People like here's a little candy or a little treat type of thing is what I wanted to say. But
Oh,
sincerely, thank you so much, Linda, for speaking up. And what a beautiful, inspirational man.
yes, he was. Thank you so much.
You are so very welcome. Thank you so much for allowing me to chat with you. Sincerely. We got time for one more, Sandra?
Sure. Yes.
Fabulous, wonderful. So I'm very much aware of this lady stepping forward here just now, and the moment that I connected with her, it's quite funny what I kept seeing, but I felt she's older, but I felt she felt like a big kid because I kept seeing jump ropes. I think you call them in the States, we call them skipping ropes. But I felt like she just loved to play with the kids, and again, maybe in her 60s, but acted like she was 30, but I know that I want to talk about, the grandchildren and having fun with the kids, the jump rope. At first, I thought she was maybe a teacher, but I don't want to go down that road with her. But I know that as I connect here with her as well, and maybe a connection to the name Margaret or Peggy, as I connect here with her also, she does make me feel that. I want to say her passing was a shock, but I don't feel it was sudden, which is interesting. But I feel that maybe we didn't know she was ill or she was late being diagnosed in some way. But I feel there was something unusual with her passing, is what I want to say here. I know that I had just spoken with a Linda, but I feel also there may be a Linda or a Lynn that may be significant with this beautiful lady also. But this thing about the skipping or the jump ropes and the fun with the kids, it just makes me smile as I see her here. So I know that that would be significant memories for those that would have been a part of her life also.
Thank you very much. All right, friends, who understands this lovely lady, press your raise hand button, please. And I'll just
And I feel there may
smile.
have been a trip to Disney because I keep seeing like Mickey Mouse and things. So I'm just going to throw that in there as well. Dare we see it? Dare we see it?
We say it and the hand gets raised, but not yet.
Yes. Not yet. It's so funny because now I keep seeing like water pistols as well. So I feel like again she's just like a fun. I almost feel like a fun aunt, fun grandma. She's just out having so much fun and joy with the younger kids within the family is what I want to say here. Um, that's interesting. I don't know if there's a younger female that's maybe like Molly or Holly or something, but I feel like a name sounding something like this as well.
Who thinks they understand this or can accept most of this information? Raise your hand if you would. Don't be shy.
Yes, don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Feel the Margaret, the Maggie or the Peggy, the Margaret should really connect that together, I feel.
No one has their hand raised. Oh, let's go to Marwa.
Marwa, oh,
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, we can
hi
hear you.
Mara.
Hi.
I, just tell me what you quickly understand, sweetie.
So I connect name Margaret to Marwa,
Yeah,
which is my name,
okay. Uh-huh,
and Linda is my brother's wife, and
perfect.
and I think it's my mother. She loved to play with her grandchildren. So
Yeah,
and her death were not sudden, but it were a big shock for us all when we
yeah.
got the.
It just threw me, if you know what I mean. I just wasn't quite convinced because I didn't feel she was ill, but then I feel obviously something's happened, so I'm just going to say this. But she just, the way that I connected with her, I just wanted to have fun with the kids, almost like I want to tickle them, jump rope, the water pistols. Like she was just a beacon of light and joy and happiness. And I just feel as a grandma, also as a mum, but she was everyone's hero. She was everyone's best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's my mom.
absolutely. And I just felt the moment that she connected with me, it's almost like I need them to know. I need them to know. And I feel like the kids have done lots of things for her. And I feel that there's either been a beautiful plaque laid for her in the garden with a butterfly and lights, but she's telling me to acknowledge where people have their own little place to celebrate and to think about her. Would that be true?
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that.
May I ask you, sweetie, was there talk of going to Disney with mum?
Yeah, she actually
Yes.
wanted to take her grandchildren to
Yeah,
Disneyland, but they actually never went because she got
of
sick.
course.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Because she kept making me want to talk about we should have had the trip to Disney or we were going to Disney. This plan or these thoughts and excitement was still very much in your mum's heart and in her head. So when the time comes and y'all do go, just know that she will be there. She will be there with you all. And I just feel as she continues to move through life with you all as a family, she will be the best grandma with the beautifulest of angel wings, sweetie. So please, please do not think that she's truly left. Please know that she's just watching over her beautiful grandbabies from the spirit world and wrapping her beautiful, beautiful angel wings around them all the time. Okay. She's very much there looking after them. Do they have teddy bears for grandma?
Yeah, or you mean like if the grandchildren gave her like teddy bears
I
or
felt like she talked about the teddy bears from the kids.
um, there's some connection with teddy bears.
As
But
as long
she
as you
said,
get it, as long
yeah,
as you understand, but she's just telling me to make a reference to the teddy bear, okay, with the kids. But one thing I want you to know, sweetie, is if your mum could have been here longer, she would have, okay? But she's telling me to say she needs you to accept her job was
yeah,
done. Okay, her job was done. And she just keeps blowing a kiss. And I feel she would do that if she was standing at a porch or at the window. She'd blow a kiss and wave as maybe yourself and the kids drive past, whatever. But very quickly, was there a Holly or a Molly or anything?
that's the only name that I don't like in this moment recognize that
That's
name.
okay.
But
That's okay. I wasn't convinced with it myself, so I do want to be honest, but I'd rather just say it anyway. Okay. But please know when this trip does come to Disney, Mum will
yeah,
be there. Okay, she
thank you
will be
so
there.
much, Dominic.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for allowing me to talk with you, and thank you very much for allowing me to share this moment as well. Sincerely.
Thank you. Thank you so
You
much.
take care, sweetie. Okay. God bless you. Thank you very much. And I will pass you back to our hostess with the mostess, our beautiful lady in red. Sandra, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Dominic and Darren. You can find out more about Dominic on his website, dominicboag.com. He's got a wonderful book, The Voice of Spirit, The Boy Next Door with the Incredible Gift. And Dominic, we have a request for you to put that on Kindle or ebook.
Oh, it's on its way, actually. It's on its
Oh,
way.
all right.
Yes.
Okay, it's on its way.
Stay
Great.
tuned.
You can join Dominic, Darren, Scott, Josephine, and friends live at some upcoming events in November. They will be in the Netherlands, beautiful retreat center, and then also in April of 2026 in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So you can go to togetherwithspirit.com to find out more. Now, coming up, tomorrow begins class number 1 of Trance and the Altered States with our dear friend Scott Milligan. I am there as well, being hostess with the mostest. It's a 4-session class that you can join us live or by video replay, 2 hours each. Different kind of mediumship. This is where we slow down, quiet the mind, and just blend with the love from the unseen world. So there's no breakout rooms or anything there. You do not have to want to be any kind of medium. You just need to be a human being to partake. It is one of the most healing and special courses that we do, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Also on Tuesday, Scott offers sitting in the power hours. It's like a little spiritual recharge. Again, join live or you get the replay. Thursday, our friends Shirley Ann and Tim are starting the Gentle Path to Spirit, Psychic, and Medium class. This is where you do work in breakout rooms and you learn and you explore, and it's an awful lot of fun. So it'll be 3 Thursdays coming up. Next Sunday, I am joined by 2 wonderful mediums, Tim Southwell and Craig Dowling, and we have an epic Sunday gathering in store for you. So the 2 gentlemen are very busy this weekend plotting it out. I won't give away anything, but they want to do it epic, something bold. Also, you can register for upcoming Sunday gatherings and, of course, watch the replays on our Sunday gathering page there at wedon'tdie.com. You can see everything we have coming up. Also on the Sunday gathering page, for those of you who have donated to the Sunday gathering, or you may wish to in the future, there's a donation link, but also you can watch the past. So many. We know it feels good to be together live, but there are times that you just want to feel together, and we have all the beautiful recordings that will just really make a difference for you. And again, thank you for those of you who have donated to make our Sunday gathering possible. We appreciate it. It gets expensive, so we do appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. So good news from me is I just hit 500 episodes of We Don't Die radio, some great interviews I have there. And then just Friday, I launched my 250th episode of Shades of the Afterlife. So you know I'm somebody 100% committed to give you the best reasons to believe in the afterlife, tools to help through grief, and then how to have a powerful life while we're here, how we can let our lights shine so brightly. So you can check out my podcast if you like, just on that front page at wedon'tdie.com. So just a few closing words from me. You know, we talk about shining, we talk about this light. You know, before the healing, I said we all have that light within us. You know, I call that the light of divinity. And it doesn't matter what religion you may or may not belong to. I'd like to compare religions to lamps. Might sound crazy, but there's a zillion different kinds of lamps out there, isn't there? Tons, but there's only one light. So it doesn't matter what spiritual beliefs you believe. I mean, maybe you love part of our Sunday gathering, maybe not all. Maybe you're still going to the church you grew up with. That light remains the same, and that light is connected to you. So just remember that. And also, I want to give you a little recipe for creating memories. Oh, and these are some good memories. I know the guys talked about some of the memories they had. Well, if you take you plus either one person or other people that you care deeply about, and you do something new. Well, it doesn't just shine the lights bright, but it bakes the perfect cake. And that cake is a memory that will last throughout your life. In fact, if I were to ask you what one of your top memories are, or maybe a handful of them, chances are you were doing something new with somebody you loved or you cared about. So just put those out there, not just for yourself, but for others. It's always nice to go back and think about our cherished memories. So that's it for me. I'm going to pass it over to Dominic for the closing prayer. And then we've got another lovely feel-good piece of music for you to close with.
Thank you for those words, Sandra. I think we're all going to go and start using that recipe now. But friends, let's come together once again and be a light, and let's shine bright, but also let's take a moment of contemplation. Divine Spirit, Father God, we graciously thank you for allowing us to come together under this banner of We Don't Die, allowing us together to experience that there is no death, but also for allowing our loved ones to come forward and give us that confirmation that life itself truly is eternal. We ask that you encourage us and give us the joy, the hope, and the happiness that we can share with others, and allow us to be a light in someone else's darkness. But as we've come together once again, we together say thank you for the love and the generosity that you have given us. And all this we say in your name, which is love.
Thank you so much, Dominic. Thank you, Darren. Thank you to our friends and our friends in the spirit world. Here's our closing song, letting that light shine through, going into the future. Well, I hope you got the message. Shine like the star that you are into the future. Let that light shine. You never know who's paying attention. We love you all. Thanks again, Dominic and Darren. I'll see you guys in a few weeks, I think. And yeah, see everybody soon. Bye for now.